guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tanya, and today I'm going to do a reaction video for you. This is Cody, and he's going to join me for this reaction. Today I'm going to react to the channel called Kinda Australian. This is my second time reacting to her. I'm sorry, my air kicked on. Okay, sorry about that. It's summer, so the air is just going to constantly kick on, and my air conditioner is very loud. So anyway, I'm going to react to her for the second time, and this video she did a couple of months ago, and it's called 10 of the best Australian slang phrases I've ever heard. And when it comes to like phrases in other countries or foods in other countries or whatever, like I'm really interested in that stuff. That stuff really fascinates me. So I love doing these types of videos. So I'm definitely gonna, do you mind? Can you just sit still? Can you just be still? Can you just sit? So anyway, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into this reaction and see if any of these 10 phrases are things that I have heard before, or if there's anything new in here that I've never heard before. Okay, here we go.
Number 2 confused me so much when I heard the full saying, but number 5 is the most quintessential Aussie phrase. It is a lifestyle here in Australia. It is a mindset. It is a way of thinking. I love, it's ridiculous, it's silly, it's funny. I don't understand the origin of it at all. G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Caitlin and I'm an American writer living in beautiful Sydney, Australia. And after living here for a little over 2 years, there are some Aussie slang phrases that I absolutely love. Some I catch myself saying all the time now, and some that when I hear Aussie say it, it just makes me smile. So if you want to see what some of my favorite Aussie slang phrases are, grab a Becky, grab a cuppa, and let's get right into this video. Number 1 is having a whinge. I know this is also said in the UK.
I just learned this because of the other video, because they said whinging palm, and I knew what a palm was, but I had never heard whinging before. I didn't know what it was. And a whole bunch of people were like, it means basically complaining and bitching and moaning about somebody or something. So I did just learn this.
Okay, it's not just an Aussie thing, but having a whinge is a really funny way of hearing somebody talking about somebody else complaining. If somebody's having a whinge, they're just complaining, and if somebody's whinging, they're complaining. I typically hear somebody say that somebody's whinging more than having a whinge, but if somebody says that you're whinging, tone it back a little bit. You're probably complaining a bit too much. Number 2 confused me so much when I heard the full saying, but flat out, like a lizard drinking. So it's really common for Aussies to say that they're flat out, which means that they're really busy. Let me tell you, I hear this one all the time at work. But it was only at the pub when I heard somebody say the full phrase and I did not understand what the heck they were talking about. So the full phrase is flat out like a lizard drinking, which when you think about a lizard drinking, it seems very slow paced and kind of the opposite of being busy. But it is Australian, so I guess that is kind of the point, because sometimes, you know, yeah, nah, yeah, you hear some opposites kind of happening here in Australia when it comes to slang.
Yeah, I had never heard this one. That's got to be one of the strangest things I have ever heard anyone say. That's so weird. I mean, flat out, we say flat out, but like flat out like a lizard drinking, that's so weird. Okay, pop a squat, Cody.
And flat out like a lizard drinking is just one of those weird ones that I absolutely love, but to this day still confuses me a bit. If anybody knows the origin of that, let me know down below, because I could not find it on Google when I was putting this list together. All I've heard is that it's pretty much the opposite of what you actually mean. Number 3, I love, it's ridiculous, it's silly, it's funny, I don't understand the origin of it at all, because again, couldn't find the origin of these meanings on Google, but it is carrying on like a pork chop, which kind of means that somebody is being overly dramatic. They're being over the top, they're carrying on. Not quite throwing a tantrum like a little kid would, but they're being way extra, way over the top, way over dramatic. They're carrying on like a pork chop. And it's always in the negative. If somebody says that,
that is my husband and my daughter.
It's not a compliment. Number 4 is it's chockers. Sometimes I'll hear people say it's chock-a-block, but like it's chockers, it seems to be a lot more common than hearing chock-a-block.
I haven't heard any of these.
It basically just means it's if you've gone grocery shopping Maybe it's someplace that isn't Kohl's or Woolies right now, and you've come back with a huge haul of food and you filled up your fridge is chockers. Some people say chock-a block, but it's become a lot more common to shorten that, as Aussies tend to do, and just say chockers now because people know what that means. Number 5 is the most quintessential Aussie phrase. It is a lifestyle here in Australia. It is a mindset. It is a way of thinking. She'll be right. I'm probably not saying that correctly because the way you're supposed to say it, it's supposed to come out as like one word, should be right. And Mark makes fun of me whenever I say stuff and it still comes across as super American after living here for 2 years. But she'll be right is basically this attitude of no matter how bad things are, no matter what's happening in life, things will work out, it'll be all right, she'll be right. Basically, don't sweat the small things.
That one was pretty self-explanatory. That's what I would have assumed it meant.
Don't stress the small things, don't even stress the big things, really. At the end of the day, she'll be right. Number 6 just sounds funny and is you've got Buckley's, which basically means you have no chance. I've heard some people say you've got Buckley's chance, but for the most part they don't say the chance part, it's just you've got Buckley's. So yeah, you think you're gonna win the lotto? You've got Buckley's. Think she's gonna say yes if you ask her out? You've got Buckley's. Think you're gonna buy a house in Sydney for under $1 million? You've got Buckley's. You've got no chance. Number 7 is Macca's Run. Before I knew what Macca's was, I've heard that saying and had absolutely no idea what in the world people were talking.
I know that it's McDonald's because of the Australians in my Discord. They talk about Macca's all the time. But I don't know. What I don't know is that just their nickname for it? Because it's not actually called Macca's there, right? It's called McDonald's and they just call it Macca's, right? That's the way I took it.
Talking about Macca's is McDonald's, so it literally means McDonald's run, running to McDonald's, going to McDonald's to get food. McDonald's was probably the most popular fast food place in Australia for the longest time. It's also the most popular fast food place in America. Actually, globally, I think it's like the most popular fast food place.
It shouldn't
Aussies
be.
love to shorten everything, so here McDonald's is called Macca's. Somebody's going on a Macca's run and they ask you what you want. They want to know if you want to.
I'm not sure if anybody who is not from America has ever heard this before, but here we like to say Mickey D's. We call it Mickey D's for short. It's not really shortening it, but that's kind of our nickname for it. We're going to go to Mickey D's.
Came from McDonald's. Even in the States, me and my friends used to do McDonald's runs all the time, especially in college, or uni as they would say here, even though the place I went to was Chestnut Hill College, because there was a difference between college and uni in the States. That could be an entirely separate video. But yeah, I've went on Macca's runs in the States and here in Australia, though I never would have called them Macca's runs when I was in the States. So number 8, again, I cannot find the origin of some of these, but this is mad as a cut snake. It means someone's kind of crazy, insane, a little over the top. Somebody says you're mad as a cut snake, that is not a compliment. That is not, no, I know I have to censor this for YouTube, but it's not like if somebody says you're a mad C word where that's actually kind of a compliment. No, that is not the case here. If you're mad as a cut snake, you've got a few screws loose, you're kind of insane. Number 9, this one, maybe I should censor, but I'm not going to. This one is, we're not here to fuck spiders. And this one, Aussies love for some reason.
I haven't heard this
Americans,
one either.
I've tried to explain it to them, it goes over their head the first couple times Mark tried to explain it, went over my head. Basically means we are not here to waste time. It was basically a very old school way of saying, we're not here to waste time. This probably isn't something you're going to hear in some like posher offices in the CBDs around here. I can never imagine one of my bosses saying this in a professional corporate setting. But if you're having drinks with somebody at the pub or something and they're talking about work, I wouldn't be too surprised if this kind of slips in, particularly with like blue collar workers. You're going to hear that phrase a little bit more often than you would in white or gray collar work. But one of my favorite Aussie sayings, it's so funny, it's so ridiculous, and if you say it to somebody who's never heard it before, the look on their face is priceless. Number 10, this one's hilarious, I absolutely love it, and I'm going to end up finding some way to use it in a book at some point, and that is, fuck me dead. It's just a way of showing surprise, it just means that you're shocked about something. But in the States, I've heard people say fuck me all the time in multiple different ways, in multiple different contexts, not to get into that too much. But here in Australia, if somebody says, fuck me dead, that just means that they're surprised, they're shocked, they were not expecting you to say something, they were not expecting something to happen. One of my favorite sayings, because again...
Yeah, I mean, here in America, we say fuck me all the time, and it's usually out of frustration. Like, I just spilled something, fuck me, you know, something like that. It's usually that.
And if you just think about the meaning of the words, it sounds absolutely ridiculous. But when you hear Aussie say it, it is just so damn funny. It's so quintessential old school, like aka bogan Aussie, and it's so funny to hear. Again, something you would probably never hear in the corporate world if you came over here, but talk to a few blue collar workers, especially after they've had a few drinks at the pub, and yeah, at least one of them is going to end up saying it at some point to somebody's story. So that is it for this list, guys. 10 of my favorite Aussie sayings since moving over here to Australia. I know there are so many Aussies that love their slang words, they love their sayings. Let me know your favorite one in the comment down below. And if you guys like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do. I cannot tell you how much it helps me out on the algorithm and how much it boosts this channel. I'd love to get this channel up to 12,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I would really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.
That was a cute video. I like learning all these different like phrases and slang words and sayings and stuff because, you know, we don't obviously say those things here, so it's really fun to learn that. Here in the Midwest, I'm from Illinois if you're new here, we have our own type of slang in the Midwest that other people in the country don't have. So if you would like me to do a video kind of talking about some of our slang or something, I could maybe do something like that. It would be fun to do with like Savannah or something. But I'll give you one word I say all the time, and that is ope. And there's a lot of people who make like funny videos making fun of Midwesterners saying ope, or Midwesterners making fun of ourselves saying ope. But it is true that we all say ope all the time. We say it all the time. And it's basically just, it's not even like a word. It's more like a noise. We just automatically go ope because you might be walking into a store while someone's running out and you almost run into them. So you go ope. It's kind of like saying oops, or you know, something like that, but we say ope. We say ope. I'll say ope if I drop something. I'll say ope if anything happens, it's ope. That's what we say is ope. It's a very, very Midwestern thing to do. And there's no one else that does that other than the Midwest. So that's one of our words. If you want to know more of our slang words, let me know, and I can see if Savannah would like to do a video like that with me. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this reaction. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit like, subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Check out my latest vlog. I posted a vlog yesterday. It was Memorial weekend and we had cooked out and we went fishing, and I found geodes when I was rock hunting and stuff. So it was a pretty fun vlog. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and do that. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one, and I'll see you next time.